So let's get right to the questions. How about it?
All right.
All right,
y'all like
that
to do
sounds
that?
good. That sounds good
All
to
right,
me.
so here are the questions that you sent in to us to answer.
your fault.
It's all your fault. Here's what the first question says. It said, hey guys, I currently have 4 devotionals that I read every morning along with my Bible. My question is, do you read devotionals in the morning? And if so, which is your favorite? Who wants to start?
I do not read any devotionals. I did. I did like a family devotional as we were trying to do Advent time with my daughters, but none in the morning for me. Mainly, I'm in a discipleship group. This is your discipleship group mention of the.
Discipleship group.
So I read whatever we're currently reading. Right now, we are currently reading the book of Ephesians. It just came out of the book of Mark, and then I have a couple other throughout the day that I'll read different parts of the Bible, but just mainly the Bible for me.
And all 3 of us talked about this before we went on and recorded. I haven't done a devotional book per se in years. I did for a while, and I think it kind of, for me, it actually led me to read books more than it led me to read the Bible. In fact, I fell in love more with the author than I did actually reading my Bible. So I pulled back from that.
Yeah, me too. When I knew we had this question, I think 25 years or so, I haven't read a devotional book. It didn't lead me to where I hoped. I hoped it would lead me to read the Bible more, but it took the Bible and cut it in these little chunks, and then I would read what the person said, and I liked what the person said,
Yeah.
and I'd focus more on it than actually what the Bible verse said. And since I studied the Bible, like both of you all have, I'd eventually go to, oh, that's not even what that verse is talking
Yeah,
about.
occasionally.
This person has written about something. What they've written about is good stuff, and I liked it, but it's not even really what that verse is about.
Right.
And so I had to struggle with it. So I also am in discipleship, and so that's what I read. I read what we're reading in discipleship, and then that's it. I read some other books, but that's my time.
Well, and the other thing for me on devotionals is that it often gave me really good thoughts, but it rarely ever led me to do anything, if you know what I'm saying. It didn't lead me much to action. And this is just for me because this is my personality type. I really enjoy learning a lot. I like reading and just taking in information, but it's also something I have to guard against because I can just constantly feed my mind and feel like I'm growing and not do anything with what I'm reading, and I can deceive myself sometimes.
Yeah.
So that is one of the reasons I currently am not reading them. So.
Well, and I think a good point out of what you just said right there, and I think this is kind of a bridge from our last series about habits. In the book Atomic Habits, they talk a lot about, there's this whole section where he talks about the difference between motion and action. Are those the differences that he makes? There's motion and there's action.
I think so.
And that often what it is you're doing things that feel like you're doing something. You're moving and you're doing things, but it's not actually producing much. And so to your point, and I thought this was a good point that you made, sometimes we get so caught up in the knowledge game of I'm learning a lot and I didn't know this, but it's not until I actually take the knowledge I have and put it in action that things are actually moving. There's a lot of pedaling on a stationary bike until I actually put the wheels on the pavement in a movie. So I think that's a good point out of that as well.
I do want to say, to this person, because obviously, you're doing 4, yes, and I gather maybe it sounds like to me, I don't know who you are, that you're reading 4 plus the Bible, it even sounds like. So if you're getting benefit out of them, we're not trying to discourage you
No,
at all.
absolutely not.
And you just asked us what we do.
What we do.
We don't, any of us personally read devotionals. It's just not where we currently are. So.
I do read books.
Yeah.
But not devotional books.
I'm like you. I love learning. Always have. So right now, as you both know, I'm reading what amounts to like a reference book. It's not even really supposed to be.
Nerd alert.
I'm reading a reference book that is just thrilling to me, unfortunately.
And I can't wait for him to finish it because I want him to give it to me.
Well, then we found out just a moment ago we're reading the same book.
Yeah, he told me.
I came in his office and I said, "Oh, you're reading that book too," and it's a big old.
Yeah, it's supposed to sit on your shelf, and you go get it when you want to know something. And I just go, I'm just going to read it because I do love the guy that wrote it and his insights. And
So, turns out the three of us read the exact same boring things that no one else is reading.
They're never going to ask us this question.
No,
That's right.
Very exciting to me, though.
Yes,
It's really,
yes,
I
yes.
already.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it very
barely
much.
into it, and I just like, oh my gosh, that's thrilling.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we got to go do something.
Yes. Now I
Gotta
need to
read
do
this
something with
big,
it. Yeah.
thick book. Okay.